Aurum, the city of gold. It lived up to its name. Every day, golden rain fell from the sky. The people called it a blessing, a gift from the heavens. No one really knew why it happened. They didn't question it. Why would they? Life was easy, or so it seemed. The rich basked in their golden showers. They built towers that scraped the clouds. Their lives were filled with luxury and excess. The poor, however, huddled in the shadows of these opulent skyscrapers. They scrounged for every last golden drop. The gap between rich and poor was a chasm. Aurum was a city of illusions. It shimmered with a false promise. The golden rain masked a dark truth, a truth that a young orphan named Eli was about to uncover. Eli knew nothing but the streets. He was resourceful and quick-witted. He had to be. Survival depended on it. He spent his days scavenging, always looking for a way out, a way to a better life. One day he found it. Discarded in a heap of trash was a broken device. It was unlike anything he had ever seen. He tinkered with it, his fingers nimble and sure. He managed to fix it. The device whirred to life. It was a viewer of some sort, but it didn't show images of Aurum. It showed other worlds, worlds ravaged by storms, worlds choked by dust, and in the center of each image, a swirling vortex of gold. It was then that Eli understood. The golden rain wasn't a blessing, it was a curse. Eli raced through the streets, his heart pounding in his chest. He had to tell someone. He found Dr. Nolan, a disgraced scientist who lived in a crumbling apartment. Dr. Nolan had been exiled for speaking out against the government. He listened intently as Eli explained his discovery. He examined the device with trembling hands. "You're right," he breathed, his voice filled with dread. "The rain is finite, and it's not coming from the heavens. It's coming from other worlds." The machine that controlled the golden rain was draining the life force from other planets. It was only a matter of time before those worlds were drained dry. And then what would happen to Aurum? The thought sent shivers down Eli's spine. Eli and Dr. Nolan knew they had to act fast. They had to expose the truth. They started by showing the images to the people in the streets, the people they knew would listen, the people who knew what it meant to struggle. Word spread like wildfire. Soon, the streets were filled with protesters. They marched towards the towering government buildings. They demanded the rain be stopped. The guards were overwhelmed. They couldn't hold back the tide of anger and despair. Eli and Dr. Nolan fought their way to the machine. It hummed with a terrible power. With a final surge of adrenaline, they managed to shut it down. The golden rain ceased. The silence that followed was deafening. The road ahead would be long and difficult, but for the first time in a long time there was hope. The city of Aurum had a chance to rebuild. This time they would build it on a foundation of truth, not on a shower of stolen gold.